So,
can I come out?
there's my wife. Just wait. There's my wife. I'll show you what she had to do. Camille had to lay over the engine like that. Okay, so now it's time to try to release this from the bed. Tom brought me this chain wrench. Okay, so it's moving, that's good. So it's coming out. That's perfect. That means the release, everything's worked. There we have it. That's our bed. So it's time to install the stern tube. Gonna coat it in Sikaflex, coat everything in Sikaflex, get it in place, get it locked down, and then we should be good to go. Gonna make sure and fill all the holes. We actually re-tapped this bottom with, I think it's called helicoil, similar to what I used on the clutch on the mast. So that has a stainless steel thread in it. And we're just gonna load this thing up with sealant and get her set in her new home. Hell yeah. Take it back out and put our PSS and everything on. Oh man,
Looks nice.
that thing is like a sculpture. It's so beautiful.
Strong.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Wow. It's so
You'll
great.
feel the difference when you run the boat.
Yeah.
Just really solid.
This is Brad. He's been so patient
Hi, guys.
and amazing, and we're so grateful for him.
All right, these guys are amazing also.
And yeah, we love this boatyard, and it's been quite an epic voyage to get to this point. So hopefully we're gonna splash today.
What about this guy?
Here's Ernie.
Hi.
Which Noah warned us about Ernie.
Yeah.
That's Ernie.
Yeah.
The Boyards least wanted.
Almost there.
Where you at, Ernie?
I put my washers.
So stoked. Now we gotta get a slide hammer and get this thing out. Okay, so we're getting ready to install our PSS Dripless shaft seal. This hose is the vent hose, which is gonna go out into a vent aft.
What does it vent?
It vents so that it can't siphon water into the boat. And also, if you have the vent hose, in theory, you don't have to burp it because there's always like an air pocket.
It's venting air.
Yeah, it's venting air. So, but what can happen is like, if you don't, like it can siphon water into the boat. So this is gonna come out into the cockpit. So if it does start siphoning water, if we go below heel below the water line, it's just going to siphon it into the cockpit. We'll be able to see what's happening and correct the problem, and it's not going to flood the boat. It's just going to go back out to sea. So now the tricky part is getting this on the stern tube, and it's in a very tight spot, and I really only have access with one hand. So this is kind of going to be one of the harder aspects of this whole business. So let's get to it. Now I did test fit this on the stern tube, and it does fit, but just barely. So I installed it, and the forward hose clamp seemed like it was going way too far, which I felt like it was like slipping off of the stern tube and probably pulling the unit off of the stern tube. So we took it back off and tried it again. Now I'm putting the hose clamps back on. There it is. Now we gotta feed the prop shaft in and put on the other part that mates to that, and then we put on a hose clamp, which is like the oh shit safety stop, and then we put in the key and we slide the whole business into the transmission. Let's do it. Okay, so now we get the fun task of putting the PSS collar on. We have to, I've already put the first set of lock screws in, and with tons of Loctite. There's a second set of lock screws that go on top of that with Loctite. You have to do that in place. This is really tight because of the O-rings. So we have to lube it up with dish soap, the shaft, and then get this on, and then we can go from there. So Camille's gonna be down outside the boat holding the shaft, making sure it doesn't push out while I'm trying to get this thing on, because it's really tight. And again, I have leverage issues where we're working. So let's get this doing. Push the shaft in slow. Wait, wait, wait. Okay. Push. About 2 inches more. Stop. Now this is just dish soap to help try to get this thing on. It says in the instructions, make sure you don't use grease or lube. Hold it! Can you turn it? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep. No, just turn. Okay, stop. You listen for me to yell, okay? Okay, so this is a bronze key that goes in here. I think that's seated. And then we got to get it to line up with the track, which is right there. Can you tap it? Come here. Tap it. Tap. There we go. Keep going. Keep going. Wait. I gotta turn the thing. Okay. That's it. This thing comes down here. So we'll do that in a second. Now we gotta get this locked in. Fuck yeah. Alright. Okay, so we're getting ready to attach the collar. And it says in the manual right here that we need to compress the bellows 3/4 of an inch. So I'll show you what we're doing. So this is our collar, which has its 2 lock screws in it. They're calling this the carbon, which is maybe it's graphite, I don't know. But basically what they say is you let this just be like that. You slide this until it touches and doesn't compress. So there, it's touching and not compressing. Right there. And then you mark the shaft where that line is. And what they say to do in the manual is to push it down the 3/4 of an inch and then tighten the set screws. What Tom suggested I do is slide this back, measure down 3/4, put your mark so that you're certain. And also, I can't really get 2 hands in there anyway. Problem is, it just wiped off my mark. So, guess we're gonna have to do it their way. We'll mark it. Camille, I might need you to reach in here and hold this thing, okay? Maybe I can tighten the set screws a little bit just to help, you know? Can you push it down for me? Nope. Hold that for me, can you? Or just pull up on it, maybe. No, not that. Pull up on the collar. mean, I don't have any other good ideas on how to do this, so. No, see, that doesn't work. And I can't risk damaging those bellows. If I slip, then I've destroyed this whole piece. What if I just do this? You think you can push that thing? You're gonna get, oh, huh? See if you can, don't drop that in the build. Do you want me to hold that Allen key for you?
If I had something that I could use.
You need to turn that thing though so you can get to the set screws, you know?
This is a set screw right here.
Uh-huh.
So it's fine.
You want me to measure it or what? Can you?
No, I can't.
Huh?
I can't.
Alright. Not the time for conversation.
We're pushing shit. I don't know. I'm like.
Oh, hang on. I can't even film. So,
Can I come out?
there's my wife. Just wait. There's my wife. I'll show you what she had to do. Camille had to lay over the engine like that and push that collar. Here's our little gauge. So we're right on the mark. So this is in the light. Now we just got to tighten it all down, but we got it in the right spot. This is the bellows that holds out the water. That's money. Okay, time to install the prop. Put my bronze key in. Hopefully it stays and doesn't fall out. There's like a lip that stops it. Probably because it's tapered. And technically, we're ready to go in the water. Now to get everything sorted out, cleaned up, so they can fly us and splash us. Let's get this fucking done. Please join us next week to finally see Triteia get back in the water. And then we'll see if she's watertight.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. It helps us a lot.
Thanks again to all of our patrons. Your contributions help us get the boat ready for big things.
Until next time. Did you tell him about the other dude who had the Alberg?
No, this other guy, because we pulled out this giant brick of like caulk, and I was like, what the fuck? And this other guy stopped by that has a 72, and he was like, yeah, when I did mine, there was a giant thing of caulk, and I was like, what? He was like this big. I was like, could that have been a factory thing? Like, so weird.
I wonder what it was for. That is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like someone just like blindly kept filling it.